this anymore. You have caused me nothing but misery. You're back together with her?
I really hate to see you so sad.
Leaving me stranded. She's smiling just to look at her.
I am your real mother. You will not do this to my son. I have breast cancer.
Please give a super soap welcome to Miss Erika Slezak. I know it is so cold, but everybody, we wanted to be with you so much. I know. How many of you went out and bought sweatshirts? I know.
Hi, guys.
But that just shows you how much we love you.
That's very
We
nice.
wanted
Thank
to
you.
break the cold to come and talk to you.
Thank you.
Well, again, congratulations. It is the 40th anniversary of One Life to Live.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
40 years.
40 years on television. Can you believe it? And the stories that we have told and the hairstyles that I've had. Oh my God.
Now, did you do anything special to celebrate 40 years?
Oh yes, we had a fantastic time.
Yes.
We had special shows with 3 separate themes. And what they tried to recreate some of the older stories. So I got to go to heaven again. Yeah, Dorian killed me, sort of, but then she brought me back to life because David Vickers made her. I got to go to heaven and I got to meet Asa and Ben, and I saw my sweet Erin Torpy, who was playing Baby Megan. And who else? That's pretty much. Oh, and I got to meet Agnes Nixon there. She was God. She was wonderful. Oh, what a lovely woman she is. In case you don't know, she created the show a long time ago. And then they had a wonderful 1968 story of Back to the Future kind of thing, where Rex and Bo got hit by lightning out at Ace's Ranch and wound up in 1968, which was, to the rest of us, the most confusing story ever, because everybody was playing a different part. And Gigi was Emma, and Dallas was Renee, and I'd come to work in the morning, I'd think, who are you today? I don't know who you are. But it was a great story. And then they had Tina and Christian and Kamar and, Antonio, and they were all in wonderful Mendora, wherever that is, and they sent Sarah over the falls. So it was a lot of recreated stories, and it was great. But we also had a nice party on the show, and I got to do something that I consider one of the highlights of my life. Highlights of my life. I got to ring the opening bell at the Stock Exchange.
How was that?
It was amazing. Okay, it was Frank Valentini, who's our executive producer, and our president of daytime, Brian Franz, and myself, and, you know, an entourage of everybody who wanted to come along, which was great. And you go through all the security, and they take you in there, and, you know, I'm a grown-up, you know, I think, oh, okay, this is good, this is exciting. I got up there, I was like 4 years old. I could not wait. I said, this is so exciting. And you stand there on this balcony and you realize the power you have. You cannot open the market if you don't want to. And then I discovered they don't trust us. They ring the bell anyway, even if you don't push the button.
So if you're 3 seconds too late, the bell's going to ring.
The bell goes on anyway. Yeah, no, they don't trust you, and I don't blame them. But it was very exciting. We got a tour of the Stock Exchange, which is a beautiful old building down in New York, and it was very exciting.
So they asked for your, I know it's very, you know, they don't let you in without ID, so they made you show ID too, Erika?
Do you know, I had all its ID with me, and we got to the first checkpoint, and the guard there said, oh, hi, Vicky, come on in. And I thought, okay, you're cute. Yeah, I didn't have to show him anything.
Now, look, 40 years. When you auditioned for this show called One Life to Live, did you even imagine that it would be what it is?
No. I was lucky. I got an audition. I auditioned originally for My Children for the role of Mary Kennicott. And the casting director, whose name was Joan Dincheco, and she was casting One Life to Live and All My Children, she said to me, look, you're not right for this part, but I want to put you on tape. I want them to see you, because we had the same producer, Doris Quinlan, who produced both shows. So I auditioned for Mary on All My Children, and they showed the tape to Doris Quinlan, and she said, you know, this, and then they asked me to come back, and I did not know what I was auditioning for. I had been told, watch All My Children, so you know what's going on. So I did. So I know all about All My Children. And I auditioned in secret in a room at ABC. Really? With one of the actors who was on the show at the time, Bernie Grant, who was playing Steve Burke. I had no idea what character I was auditioning for. They said, oh, her name is Vicky, but that's not the real person. And what I didn't know is they were replacing somebody. And had I known that, I would have felt terrible. But I did the audition, and they said, cool, can you start tomorrow? At which point I freaked, because I'd never been on television before. And I called my father and my mother, and I said, they offered me a job for 2 years! 2 years! Nobody has a job for 2 years in this business. And I'd come from repertory, which was a year-to-year thing. And no, I had no idea. I had no idea. But it's been the most extraordinary, adventuresome, wonderful, exciting career. I never do the same thing twice. Every day you go to work, you work with wonderful actors and different people. I've had all these fabulous husbands and these wonderful children, and they keep changing faces, but that's okay. They're all great. And they still write wonderful stories for me, which is so flattering. And I have fun. My husband has said if I didn't have that, I'd probably go mad. Because, you know, it gets me off the streets. It gives me a place to go during the day. And I love it. I love it. But I had no idea.
And we love you. Absolutely. It's so funny because they treat you like the mayor of Landview on the set. Everybody respects you so and loves you so. But when you got there your first day, like you said, you were freaking out. Do you remember, do you remember what your first line of dialogue was? How you felt?
I know how nervous I was. We had a stage manager, Sidney Andrews, who literally took my hand and led me through the day. And two of the actors, Lynn Benish, who played Meredith, my sister, and Ernie Graves, who played Victor when he was a nice guy. And they were so kind to me because they knew that I had no idea what to do. And our director, David Pressman, kept coming out on the floor and saying, calm down, you keep leaving the frame of the picture. Because I had worked in the round, in the theater for years. Now working in the round, you're moving all the time because your audience is all around you. So you never stay in the same place for more than 30 seconds. You're constantly turning. And I was doing that on camera, and he said, you gotta stand still, face forward, and hold your head still. And he said, and don't talk so loudly, because I was used to projecting to the end of the theater. And he said, no, you're making the sound guys crazy. But they were so kind to me and so good. And I do remember our costume designer, I wore a beige sort of coat and suit. It has a skirt and a top and a coat. And the coat had pockets in it. She came and she handed me a penny and she said, put this in your pocket for luck. Well, that's the luckiest penny anybody ever had, let me tell you. And my first scene, I had to go to the door and let Meredith in. And she was my sister, and I was meant to know her and love her. And I said, "How do you do? My name's Erika Slezak." It was a very exciting day. It was a grand day, and the beginning of something fantastic, fantastic.
Well, thankfully, it wasn't for 2 years. It was longer than 2 years.
When they came to me after, a year and a half and said, "We'd like you to stay," I went, "Oh, thank you. Yes, please." Oh, yeah. What a grand job it's been.